Howdy partners. So I'm here to make just like a quick video. It's probably about shit that I've talked about before when it comes to like, self-love shit like that. Cause as I get further down my journey, I keep realizing that like every time I think I love myself enough or good, I could actually do better. I can love myself better. I can try to depend on myself better. I'm not saying I have my shit together now, so part of the reason why I stopped making a lot of videos or even making videos, because I never really got my shit started the way I wanted to, was because I'm trying to figure my shit out. So I personally don't feel like I can say too much when I know that I'm still figuring my shit out, but I can say one thing that I've learned as I progress further down my path, my journey, is there's more people out here that are like me, men and or women, you know what I mean? Like we all have similar journeys and paths that we're experiencing. We all go through failed relationships, failed finances, failed marriage, not knowing if you're being the greatest parent you can be if you are a parent, not knowing if you're being a good friend, when you have friends, or knowing that you don't do those things correctly and how you can do better. You know what I mean? How can you be a better parent or a better partner or a better child or brother or sister or whatever the fuck you want to be? And honestly, I guess, again, the thing that I can say the most to people, like, bro, you just really have to fucking love you, like, yourself. You know what I mean? Like, you really have to stop using this, stop using your mind, and stop thinking so much, and start feeling with your heart and your soul, like your soul, because you are your soul and your soul is you. And what you see here, like my shell, is just my body. You know what I mean? This is the body I was given. This is the fucking face I was given. This is what I was blessed with. So basically, you know what I mean? Like, it's nice when you have a good shell. Because I'm just saying, some people just don't even like themselves based off of their looks. And I could say, like some of us are blessed to be able to say, oh, we feel like we look good, blah, 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 or I'm not fat, or I'm not this, or I'm not too skinny, or my skin, or blah, blah, blah. But in reality, like, no matter what you are, whether you think you're fat or too skinny, or, you got a breakout, or you're fucking not muscle enough, or whatever the case be, all you have to know is, if you really feel like you're not where you want to be, the only way you can get to where you want to be is by fighting, fighting for yourself, fighting for that self-love. Because if you really love yourself and you're like, I'm 50 pounds overweight, you're going to lose that 50 pounds, fam, if you really love yourself, because you understand that losing that 50 pounds is going to make you feel better. So when you love yourself enough, you push yourself hard enough to do that shit, to lose that weight, to work out or diet or become a vegetarian, become a vegan, whatever the fucking case is going to be. If you got drug addictions, and you really love yourself enough, and not saying that drug addiction isn't hard, because, like, as somebody that smoked weed a lot of these years, about 7, and that's not long, because some people will say, I've been smoking for 20 years. I hear you. So I'm saying that to say, though, like, if you feel like you got an addiction or you got like a codependency, let's just say codependency on a drug or alcohol or love, a person or money or whatever, you just gotta learn that those things will never actually help you to get better. Like, they will never help you to get better, but they will help you feel better in those moments. I can smoke a blunt and be high and be nice and mellowed out and just feel like, all right, I feel good. I could get $1 million right now and buy all the shit I want and probably feel good, but inside I'm still not gonna feel good if I don't love myself. If I ain't happy with me, then I just already know, like, none of that shit's gonna work. And that goes for relationships as well. You can find somebody who you think makes you feel good, who tells you they love you, who compliments your looks, who does this or that, gives you everything the fuck you want. But if you ain't feeling that shit inside about yourself, you probably will think, I don't deserve this, and you'll probably push that shit away, or you just won't even accept it, or, in some cases, I think some people are so narcissistic, full of themselves, or just never happy, that they want everything to be better. You can find somebody who is a millionaire, and a person would say, a millionaire is great, but I want a trillionaire, because it's just never enough. You know what I mean? And a lot of that shit stems off of just not having enough self-love, because you just keep looking for external sources to make you feel better, to make you feel good about yourself. And in reality, like I said, it's going to make you feel better in those moments. It'll make you feel okay having that power, or having that control, or having that drug, or that money, or this or that. But at the end of the night, you're still going to lay in that bed or wherever you're laying, and you're not going to feel all that great if you don't feel good about yourself. So yeah, that goes for your physical body, that goes for your mental health, that goes for your spiritual connection. The more and more we get further down this path, because we're all, like I said, on similar paths, so more and more, I'm sure more people are waking up, to realizing that this universe or this world isn't just all based off of materialistic shit. Like, for some people it is, but for a lot of us that are awakening or waking up, it's also a really spiritual based life. People don't understand that until they start going through shit, and then they really have to sit there with themselves and think, like, what's going on? What am I doing wrong, or what are this, or what are that, blah blah blah. Like, I hit that point in my life where I lost everything, pretty much. I mean, a failed marriage, which automatically, as a man in this fucked up world, like, I lose time with my son. I lose time with my son. That's really the only thing that matters to me. That's external. That's not me. But in reality, he is me. He's a part of me. And, that thing about self-love that I speak is, I'm pretty sure that this generation that I'm from, the generation that, we're in right now, from the people that are in their mid-20s to just later in life, their ages, 30s, 40s, whatever, I'm pretty sure we're supposed to break that cycle of self-love, breaking the cycle of realizing that money won't buy happiness. Love, it feels good, but it's not gonna just make you completely whole, unless you love yourself. And I mean, unless you're loving yourself. And I know I keep saying that shit, and so maybe some people would be like, well, what about you? Like, I can tell you right now, I'm not 100% completely in love with myself, or to the point where, like, I just fully, blissfully, I'm okay, like, I love me, blah, blah, blah. But I'm closer, I'm closer than I've ever been in my 29 years of life. I've had a fair amount of money in my life, and I can tell you, like, when I would buy shit, whatever. But I could tell you, me personally, I guess my thing was probably love. Maybe that stems off of, like, my childhood, which a lot of us also on this journey come to, like, realize that we're, like, chasing our parents. We're chasing the part of our parents that wasn't there for us. We're chasing an understanding that they didn't understand us. So now when we go after relationships or people that show us, like, oh, I understand you, or I feel you, or this or that, you automatically, like, oh, they get me. Oh my God, we understand each other. And it's a great feeling, but the thing is it's also a mirror effect. So sometimes a person, well, they will understand you, you know what I mean? They will have similar stories. Sometimes the complete opposite, and they're from a different perspective on the other side of the table. So they can still understand you because at one point they were on your side of the table, maybe before you guys entered one another's lives. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying a lot of that shit just to say, like, I'm pretty sure that a lot of us nowadays are unhappy. A lot of us, I can't speak for everybody, but unhappy to the point where we're okay with life. We're comfortable. We're all right. Like, I make this amount of money, so I'm good, and I have this amount of friends or no friends, and I'm good. And I changed my diet, and I lost 30 pounds, and I work out now, so I'm feeling better. And I'm in this relationship, and it's okay. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. I've had worse, or whatever. Like, we settle. And I'm just like basically saying, like, cause this video wasn't even meant to be too long or anything. I just know, like, we all have voices. There's social media. You know, you can make a YouTube video for free and share your story. You can give advice. Different state, different country, whatever, same fucking city. You never know who you attract by putting your voice out there and giving your advice. You know what I mean? Giving where you've been on with your path, like what you've been through, the advice you can tell somebody and how it could help their journey. You know, my story personally, like, I won't get too much into it right now. There will be a video one day soon. There will be something that lets everybody know my journey and just my 29 years of life from, you know, being a little kid and being able to remember, like, good memories or bad memories, and what I remember experiencing as a stepchild or a child, a brother or a sibling, you know, shit like that, where I just want to talk about it. And basically even the shit of realizing how our parents also had bad cycles in their life. So maybe their parents weren't the best, and so our parents didn't know how to be parents either, especially if you are like me and your mom had you when she was super duper young, which meant she didn't even know how to be a fucking kid yet. Therefore, she wouldn't even know how to be a parent, you know what I mean, to a whole kid at the age of 15, I believe, or 14. So she was young, you know what I mean? We grew up together. We're still growing up together. So one thing I can tell you is, like, your parents maybe didn't know what to do and know how to break the cycle. A lot of them are so fucking stuck in their ways, religious, or they have their own beliefs or this or that. So a lot of them are already still failing at understanding us as individuals, you know, as a soul. Because a lot of older people, oh, you know, you're gonna go through this and times will pass and things will get hard, but they'll get better. But the thing is they never, a lot of them anyways, they still don't know how to break the cycle even at this point. But I can tell you, 29, once you're an adult, once you start making decisions, if you could fuck, if you could drink, if you could smoke, if you could do all that shit, and you're old enough to make your own decisions, you're wise enough to say, like, this is what I need to do, this is what I can do, this is what I should do. And you do it or you don't. It's no longer, it's my mom's fault, it's my dad's fault, it's my grandmother's fault, it's my fucking grandfather's fault. You can't go on in life always blaming the next or the last fucking person. Another big part of this journey is just taking responsibility for your shit. Bad decision, whatever, man, like emotional decision. You make your own choices. Nobody is forcing you. So you can't blame somebody for some shit when it doesn't go your way. Or when you do something knowing it's probably going to be a bad idea, it's probably going to be a bad outcome, and then you do it and it's exactly that, and then you blame other people that were involved or however, you know what I mean? Because like I said, I'm not perfect. I've had my fair share of blame game. But again, down my path, and especially this year alone, with 2020 has already been a crazy year for the universe and the world itself, but the shit that we go through as individuals while experiencing a pandemic or experiencing racism or this or that or whatever, you know, everything that is going on in this world, as individuals, we're already going through our own shit. So we're trying to figure out our lives while also living in a world where it's already hectic, and depending on your race or your age or your nationality, what you speak, what language you speak, this or that, like, it only can be harder or easier. You know what I mean? So I know that I could say this. I can't change the world alone. You can't change the world alone. Nobody could change the world alone. And I've said this shit before. My intro video was, let's grow together. Because like I said, at that point, let's grow together, like, it takes more than 1, 2 to 5 people. It takes a lot. There's so many fucking people in this world. It's overpopulated. And you got people talking about bullshit ass social media and these fucking these clown ass artists and what they're going through and their divorces and their fucking bullshit and their music and who's this and who's beefing and blah blah blah. Hey man, I'm not saying don't live your life. I'm not saying that I just sit here and listen to fucking blank TV. I mean, I listen to rap, I listen to my dubstep, my techno, I listen to my shit, I do my thing. You know what I mean? But I also know that a lot of that shit is entertainment. You know what I mean? It's to ease your mind. It's to take you away from the shit that really matters, which is you. You know what I mean? Your heart, your soul. It's really your soul that matters, because no matter what, like, if my body died tonight and it failed me, I'm gonna be back. I won't be Daniel no more. You won't see this, but I'm gonna be back. We might not know each other in this lifetime again, but the thing is I know that I'm progressing with my soul. So I know in my next lifetime, you know, hopefully I don't come back to this fucking world. I'm trying to figure out as many lessons as I can, because you never know when you don't wake up the next day. But I want to learn as many of my lessons and try to figure my shit out. So that way, hopefully my next lifetime I come in as the superior race, you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure, like, afterlife here, you're either going to come back, repeat some lessons, you know what I mean? Go through some shit you don't want to go through, experience the same thing again, and just not even know that I've been through this before, but why does it feel so familiar? Because you've been through this before. In other words, you've been in this life before. You were somebody else or something else or, you know, whatever, and you've been down that path, which means you didn't learn your fucking lesson. So learn. The most important thing is learning self. Figure out who you are. A lot of us are just adults. We're little kids as adults. We grow up by age, by our body, by this world, right? As a human, you get older and older each year, but your soul remains the same. It's pure, it's you. I mean, like, as much shit as I've been through, and I don't care, like, there's certain people that may think, I know you, and you've changed. Well, yeah, I've gotten better, you know, so my boundaries may have changed with people, and they don't like that shit. Some people are narcissistic ass people. They're just really bad, you know what I mean? And it's not completely their fault, you know. Sometimes it's chemical imbalance in the brain. Sometimes it's experienced traumas over years and years of, you know, bullshit from family, relationships, friends, like I said, life. So I get it, you know, I empathize with those people, but some of them you can't change, bro, and they can't change themselves. And unfortunately, like, I hate saying that shit, because I'm a firm believer that a person can change. I really am. You know, I really am, because I know as a young kid, I was an angry one. I was mad I didn't have my father growing up, so that shit pissed me off pretty bad. You know, I always wondered what it would have been like to have my parents in the same place, or, you know, you see other kids and they have their parents, and then as a kid growing up without them, you get kids that talk shit about you because you didn't have that. And I've had that, you know, I've had a lot of shit like that happen to me over my time. But honestly, and again, don't fool yourself into saying, I didn't have my parents, so when I have a kid, I'm gonna make sure he has both of his parents forever, together. That's not always the case, bro. That's not the lesson to learn, because you know what? Sometimes the lesson to learn is that, fuck, man, I had a kid with this person, and I rushed into it. Because you know what, we fucked and it was good and we had a kid, or the relationship started off good months and we have a kid and we got married, or this or that, you know, whatever the story is, because everybody has their own. But I'm just saying, even as a parent, I will tell you, the goal isn't to show your kid that two people should stay together just because they have a kid or because they've been married. The goal is to teach your kid and yourself, but your kid, man, at that, if you have a kid, you know, you want to teach him, basically, him or her, how to love themselves the correct way. Because when they do that shit, you know what, especially at a young age, they're going to find their right partner, and they'll have a kid with the person that they're supposed to with, and they'll marry that person that they're supposed to marry. And I'm going to tell you right now, again, I'm still on my journey. I'm still trying to figure shit out. But I know the closer I've gotten with myself, like, the more I've understood myself, the more I understand that this life isn't about fucking fancy shit. Although I love fancy shit, you know what I mean? I really do. But that's not what it's about. That's not what's going to make you feel better at the end of the night. A beautiful wife or a fucking sexy husband or whatever the fuck. That's not it either. The biggest thing to find that I'm learning is what's going to make you feel like you're you, like, you know what I mean? Like, when you go back and you think as a kid, remember how happy you were as a kid? No worries in life. You know what I mean? Like, you would play with your toys, you would watch TV, your parents would do shit for you, or your mom or your dad or whoever the fuck. You know what I mean? And you were just a happy being, a happy soul. That's the same shit you got to find as we get older. You know what I mean? I've seen it before in, like, little quotes where it's like, the goal is to age but stay young. The goal is to stay young as you get older. It's true, but the thing is, people don't even understand, like, the most textbook shit is the most realist shit you could ever find. It's real shit. And when you really think about the textbook shit, if you followed it, like if you really believed in it and you really put in the efforts to following that textbook shit, love yourself, love yourself. People say that shit all the time and people think like, I do love myself, I look good or this or that. No. We're talking about love yourself, like inside. Not outside, inside. You know what I mean? Like that friendly person that we all are as we come into the world. For the most part, I don't know. I'm sure there is cases where people are already angry as they get older, even as a young one. Like I said, I was pretty angry growing up. When you start to realize where's my dad or where's my mom or where's this or where's that, blah blah blah. But the thing is we come in pure, and nobody could ever just be 100% pure again. That you already come into the world with sin. So, you're not just going to always be 100% pure, but you can try to find the purest you. And that's the goal, to get to your purest you in this lifetime. Because when you're your purest you have the purest shit to say. You know what I mean? Your soul is feeling good, which means you want to do good. And again, I think that's the goal in this life, man. There's so many people in this world, man. If we just really actually helped one another, if again, and I don't give a fuck what anybody says, but if it wasn't for all the hatred and shit, if it wasn't for people getting together knowing they probably should have stood friends, or however, if people thought more with their soul and their heart and not their fucking vagina or their penis or whatever the fuck, I think the world would be a better place. You know what I mean? Like, I can't speak about politics. I can't speak on all that shit. I could just speak on my personal experiences and other people that I've met and how I see similarities and how I see a lot of these people. We're good people, a lot of us. We're good souls, but the thing is we've been through a lot of shit and we get confused and we lose ourselves. And the thing is, people don't understand, like, losing yourself a lot of times means, like, you think, I'm getting older, I'm becoming more stern, I'm more this or that. That's not always a good thing, man. Like, you're supposed to be a happy person. You're supposed to be, like I said, more your pure self. Just more happy. Because when you're more happy, you're willing to make other people happy. You know, too many bitter people in this world. Again, like I said, when you really love yourself, then you're able to give love to others. And I don't mean like romantically, I just mean in general. You know what I mean? In general, like if I love myself right now, and I've been loving myself more than I ever have in my whole life, I guess. I know I can offer advice. I know I could say, hey, this or that. Or I know I could say, well, I really started to love and care about myself. And that's when I realized I should be a vegetarian. Because you know what? Not only am I going to save some animals' lives, because these fucking things, they get abused, you know what I mean? You realize the shit you eat when you eat a fucking burger and all that shit, and a lot of people don't care, and that's fine. I don't judge nobody, I don't give a shit. But they're slaughtered. So, if you're a firm believer in energy, you best believe when you eat that shit, you're taking on their energy. So if they died unhappy, you're probably about to feel unhappy after you eat that greasy-ass cheeseburger, you feel me? But when you're more into the vegetarian world, you're eating more so from the earth. It's more natural. Everything has life. So yeah, you're still eating a life, so to speak, when you eat a vegetable or a fruit. But it's straight directly from the earth, a lot of them. In other words, you're getting direct energy from the source itself, which is why a lot of people who are vegetarian, who are vegans, who are firm believers in breathing and all that stuff that a lot of us do nowadays, that's because that brings out more of your pure self. Again, you're taking on pure, better, healthy energy for you. And then again, when you do that, your mind starts to change and you stop thinking as much, and all that anxiety and all that shit that they try to throw on us and label as crazy, hey man, that shit eases up. I can tell you right now, a year ago, I wouldn't have been able to make this video. I still really ain't liking the way this video is going, but I'm going to post this shit because I really don't care. And I mean, you can and you can't see me. Some people may or may not even watch this long-ass video at this point. But the thing is I just hope that there's a couple that do watch it all the way through. And even if I'm all over the place, you understand my point. My point, just to make it simple here, I'll end it, is love your fucking self. For real, though. Don't just look in the mirror and be like, I look good today, so I love me, or I ate a fucking vegetable today and Daniel said I'd feel better, and I feel better. Nah, man. You do that shit every day. You change your life. You change your diet. You change your financial aspect. You change your relationship aspect. You change whatever is holding you back and making you a negative person. And I'm not even saying to replace it with something positive, because honestly, when you're in a negative place, you will always attract negative shit. Even when it feels good, a lot of times that shit will turn out to be a negative thing for your life. You may have helped that person, but they just fucked you over now. Unintentionally, sometimes it happens. That's just what it is. But again, love you. Learn to sit down with yourself. Again, I've tried to tell you guys, meditate. Do some breathing techniques, meditate. Deadass, bro, that shit will help you. It'll help you. I promise it'll help you. Love you. When you love you, then you can love somebody else or the world. Then you learn how to love better. You learn how to be more pure with yourself. When you're pure with you, like I said, you have to be a fucking asshole basically to just give somebody some bad advice or just do some bullshit. But that's by choice. You know what I mean? But when you're in a higher vibration, you give out higher vibrational information. You could feel it inside, and then the shit comes out. You know what I mean? Again, my video might be all over the place, but I know what points I'm trying to make here. And some people will get it, and some people won't. And again, I may not even get that many views, shit. But I hope that a couple people, like I said, watch it and understand. Reach out. I always tell people, reach out. Let's talk. Let's figure some shit out. Let's help this place evolve. As I always tell people as well, like, if you think about how they say history repeats itself, every life form had their downfall, and I feel like our downfall is the fucking anger, the guilt, the shame, the racism, all that negative shit, all the hate, all the fucking killing. I mean, seriously, people killing people, it just sounds so fucking stupid, bro. Like, we have wars over shit that's coming straight from the world. Like, it's unlimited. Yet we make it like it's limited. Yet we fucking fight over stupid shit. Oil, diamonds, this, that, blah, blah, blah. Again, I won't even go into all that bullshit. But I'm just saying, you guys want more time here to learn your lessons? You guys want to give your kids more time? Whatever, your family? We need to start fixing this place, and it starts by fixing yourself. One by one, bro. You got to find a balance in this world, because there's more bad than good, and that's not what we need right now. And I know you guys can't see me, and I really hope that you guys enjoy a little bit of what I'm saying and understand what I'm saying. And again, you know, feel free to anytime hit me up and let's just learn. Let's learn shit. But you guys have a good night, and you guys be safe. And you guys seriously take care, and again, try to find the balance with themselves to feel better, help people feel better, shit like that. Anyways, you guys have a good one.